She thinks Kate is fantastic, and Kate and William have already shown that they are ready to adapt with the times and move, and they
haven't adapted.
Yes,
what good did Meghan do for the royal family?
The difference between Kate and Meghan is that Kate is very much. She's like a cardboard cutout. She is the perfect royal. She was like she was when they made that. She and William made that disastrous tour of the Caribbean. There they were in that jeep. They could have been there 50 years before, and it was a complete disaster. Now, Meghan has charisma. Kate does not. The press have tried for 5 years, for 5, 6 years, they have tried and tried to make Kate every day in the press. She's beautiful, she's this, she wears Zara earrings. They've tried very, very hard to make her into somebody like Diana, and she's not. The thing about Meghan is she's the same as the people. Like this country, she's multicultural. She is.
So is Kate. No, just because she's mixed race.
She's made her own living.
Look. Meghan was disruptive for the royal family, and it hasn't worked out. We don't want somebody like that dealing with the royal family.
You say young people support Meghan.
No, they don't. And you know what, Nina? What will it take? What will it take for you to finally accept that Meghan really is not right for the royal family? Seriously, you even said that you agree with her. She went on Oprah. She lied. We all know they lied about racism. There was 17 clear inconsistencies.
This is going over old ground, and we know that this.
Relevant now.
Well, it is relevant. That's why she's not. That's why she's.
I mean, what are such terrible things that she said? But listen, let me just say to you, Meghan is somebody that we can actually look up to as a woman. She has. You laugh, but she supported women. In 2015, she made a speech at the United Nations. Now, what has Kate done? What has Kate done? She was the daughter of a millionaire.
We can't keep going.
A daughter of a millionaire. She had a 3-day job in Jigsaw. She's never done a day's work at problem in her life.
You can't keep going on.
You are such a cynic. You are such a cynic.
I'm not a cynic. I'm just looking at what I've seen of her.
You have been brainwashed by the press.
I think you have, Nina.
No, I haven't.
You know what? Even Iman Ayton, who's a Black Lives Matter activist, said that they've lied, and she couldn't.
Not lying.
Even she couldn't support them anymore.
Meghan created her own career.
All right, now that we've all painfully survived that GB News debate, and I'm using the word debate the way the royals use the word work, let's talk about what we actually just witnessed. Because what Nina did to Nana Akua on live television, oh, that was a gourmet-level takedown, a masterclass, a Michelin star meal. It was like watching someone bring boxing gloves to a pillow fight, and Nana still lost. First of all, can we talk about how Nana started that conversation already sweating? She came in with that frantic energy of someone who rehearsed her lines in the bathroom mirror, but still couldn't remember them. You could see her forcing out those old, dusty talking points like she found them buried in a drawer labelled 2018 Meghan Hate, do not open. Meanwhile, Nina sat there like, "Sweetie, I've got facts, common sense, and a fully charged brain. Choose your next words wisely." And Nana did not choose wisely. The minute she started rambling about tradition, I said, "Oh, here we go. There's that antique argument, dust particles included. You know the one, the idea that if something is old, it must be sacred. And yet these are the same people who changed Kate's entire personality, wardrobe, and facial expressions to convince the world she's the second coming of Diana. So apparently some traditions can be bent, broken, twisted, photoshopped, retconned, and rebranded for PR. But Meghan daring to have charisma? Unforgivable. Let's break down what actually happened in that segment, because beneath all the yelling, the over-talking, the interruptions, and Nana's Olympic-level mental gymnastics, there was a very clear battle of logic versus delusion. And logic won. Nina was right, and she wasn't even trying that hard. She simply asked the question that sends royalists into a full spiritual crisis every single time. What has Kate actually done? You could feel the panic. The air quality in that studio dropped immediately. Suddenly, Nana's oxygen supply was cut in half. Because that question exposes the whole scam. It exposes the royal PR bubble, the media's obsession with propping up an image, and the entire House of Cards mythology they've built around Kate being some kind of perfect future queen. Perfect for what? Standing still? Smiling politely? Wearing coats? I mean, if that's the bar, my neighbour's garden gnome should be next in line for the throne. Yet Nina kept it real. Kate is perfect for the royal family as it is today, meaning outdated, predictable, emotionally beige, and allergic to progress. She basically said Kate is a 50s housewife trapped in a monarchy cosplaying relevance. And honestly, she didn't lie. Then Nina went for the jugular. She pointed out something the media never wants to admit. Meghan actually has charisma. Kate does not. Oop. Eviction notice served. Lights turned off. Microphone unplugged. You could almost hear Buckingham Palace filing a complaint in the background. And Nana's response? Pure panic. She started doing that thing royalists always do when they're losing an argument. Repeat tradition, like it's a Lord Voldemort spell that's supposed to shut everyone up. But Nina wasn't having it. She hit back with the demographic facts, the generational shift, the actual statistics, because yes, the monarchy is losing young people. Fast. And Nana tried to counter with, well, my 14-year-old daughter loves Kate. Mom, your daughter is not the Census Bureau. That's when the conversation fully went off the rails. Nana started reaching so hard for talking points that I swear she dislocated her shoulder. The moment she brought up Oprah, racism, unconscious bias, Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and whoever else she imagined in her head, you could feel the desperation. But Nina was calm. Nina said, "You are rewriting history." And phew. That line alone deserves its own BAFTA. Because let's be honest, that's what these people do. They rewrite history, retell stories, change details, and move goalposts every time Meghan proves them wrong. Meghan donates? Doesn't count. Meghan advocates? Doesn't count. Meghan helps produce a best-selling charity cookbook. Oh, she just hugged someone. Meghan speaks at the UN. She's just an actress. But Kate breathes? Amazing, stunning, inspiring, global icon. The bar is so low it's fossilized. Then Nina dropped the comment that should have ended the debate right there. Meghan is someone we can actually look up to. Girl, say it louder for the people in the palace basement. Because seriously, look at the receipts. Meghan didn't marry into the royal family and become relevant overnight. She was already relevant. She had a career, she had accomplishments, she had a voice. Kate had a gap year and a 3-day job at Jigsaw. And Nina said it clearly, Kate has never done a day's work in her life. Ouch. You could practically see Nana's eyelashes trembling. And it's true. The royal family didn't choose Kate for her talent, work ethic, or leadership. They chose her because she's safe, silent, predictable, obedient, and won't challenge the monarchy's outdated structure. She's the human version of a screensaver. But Meghan came in with her own identity, her own ideas, her own power, and that terrified them. Not because she was bad for the monarchy, but because she highlighted how lazy and hollow the institution actually is. Nina understood that. Nana refused to understand that. By the end, Nana was accusing Nina of being brainwashed by the press, which I found hilarious because if anyone needs to step away from GB News and touch some grass, well, we know who. But the funniest part? Nina didn't even get loud. She didn't yell. She didn't insult. She simply held a mirror up to the nonsense. And Nana crumbled like a biscuit in tea. And here's the real tea. GB News invited Nina thinking she'd play along with their usual Meghan-bashing charade. They didn't expect her to say things like, Meghan has charisma, Meghan helped Grenfell families, Meghan changed things even at 11, Meghan is someone young women can admire. And that question that shook the table, what has Kate done? This wasn't just a debate. It was an exposé, a demolition, a public service. Nina walked in with facts. Nana walked in with vibes and propaganda. And the result was inevitable. Meghan won. Nina won. Common sense won. And GB News? Well, they accidentally broadcast a clip that proves exactly why the monarchy's PR machine is collapsing. The narrative is no longer matching reality. Young people see through it. Women see through it. People of colour see through it. Anyone with Wi-Fi sees through it. The only ones still confused are the people who think Kate sitting quietly in a coat is the peak of contribution. So shout out to Nina for being the voice of reason in a studio full of nonsense. Shout out to Meghan for living rent-free in the minds of people who claim not to care. And shout out to the royalists for giving us endless entertainment simply by refusing to read a single fact. Because if this debate showed us anything, it's that the truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs someone brave enough to say it plainly. And Nina did exactly that.